Welcome back to the latest episode of Electro-Harmonix releases a new Big Muff variant and Rich buys it so you don't have to. Or, you never know, after watching this video you may have to, but I'm hopefully going to help you decide in this video whether or not you need the Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker. Now the Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker follows hot on the heels of the Big Muff 2 pedal, which was released in a big box format and in a nano format earlier in 2026. And if you'd like to watch my huge shootout between the Big Muff 2 Nano and many other Big Muffs and many other fuzzes, you can do that later elsewhere on my channel. But a couple of months have passed and of course it's time for the next variant of the Big Muff 2, and this is the Tone Wicker version, and this gives us the standard Big Muff 2 circuit in a slightly larger pedal with a few optional extras which could be very much worth your while depending on the frustrations that you may or may not have with a standard Big Muff circuit. And what I want to do in this video is go through the sounds and the options that we've got with the Big Muff 2 Tone Wicker. I'm going to shoot it out against the standard Big Muff 2 pedal, and I'm going to shoot it out against three of my other favourite Electro-Harmonix Big Muff Nano pedals, namely the standard Big Muff Nano, or the Big Muff 1, which we might be calling it these days, the op-amp Big Muff, and the green Russian Big Muff. So all that's coming up. Timestamps are going to be down there in the description and the comments if you'd like to go anywhere specific first. But let's kick things off with the specs and the info and everything you need to know about the Big Muff 2 Tone Wicker pedal. So like I said, this one came out in mid-2026. It's about $20 more than the standard Big Muff 2 Nano pedal, so it's about 130 euros or $130 depending on where you're based, and it does offer the standard same three controls that you'd get with any Big Muff pedal, namely the volume, tone and sustain controls that we all know and love. But we've got two extra mini switches here that give us way more in terms of tonal options and could solve some of the biggest problems that many guitarists and bassists face when playing with Big Muff pedals, specifically that you get lost in a mix, because a Big Muff is very scooped, and often as a guitar player, once you turn on with bass and drums and so on, well, you'll just get lost and you'll have to turn way up or boost it with another pedal in order to hear yourself, and the Tone Wicker pedal should make that a thing of the past. Now the main switch here that gives the pedal its name is the Tone Wicker switch. This has three positions: off, half or full, and this is basically a high pass filter switch. Switch it to half and then switch it again to full, and you're giving yourself access to more high-end frequencies in the circuit here. Now the more of those you add, the more top-end clarity that you're going to have in your signal, and the more that you're going to cut through the band mix. So that's the three-way Tone Wicker switch, and the other mini switch that we've got here is a tone bypass switch. Switch this to off and you cut out the tone stack from the pedal, and that's going to turn the Big Muff 2 Tone Wicker into a much more full-range distortion. It's going to have more mids because it's going to be less mid-scooped, and it's going to again help you in a band situation. Now you can use these two switches together, so you can have the tone on or off, and you can have the Tone Wicker in any of the three positions. So there are a great many different tonal options with the Tone Wicker 2 pedal. However, if you have the tone switch switched to on and the Tone Wicker switch switched to off, well, you're going to have exactly the same circuit as the standard Big Muff 2, and I will let you hear that in the first musical setting that we're going to hear in a second. So that's the Big Muff Tone Wicker 2 pedal then. Like I said, it's slightly larger than the Big Muff 2 Nano pedal, and you've got the extra switches and so on that should make it a more versatile affair. Now, the Big Muff 2 Nano is the reddest pedal that you've ever seen. It's just got the main three knobs that you would expect from a Muff: volume, sustain and tone, and just like the Big Muff 2 Tone Wicker pedal, it's got a momentary or latching foot switch if you'd like to do that. They're both great Muff sounds. They both sound significantly different to the standard classic Big Muff tones, and what we're going to do now is hear the Big Muff 2 Tone Wicker up against the Big Muff 2 Nano pedal in action. Now I'm going to do that via way of a loop playing into the front end of my Hughes & Kettner Ampman amplifier. We'll start on the clean channel of the amp, because for my sins I do like to run my fuzz pedals and my Big Muffs into a clean amp, but fear not, if you'd like to hear them into a crunchy amp, well, halfway through the loop I am going to switch onto the crunch channel of the amplifier, and we'll hear the two Big Muffs going into the front end of an amplifier which is already overdriven, because I know a lot of you like that as well. Now the guitar for the first musical setting here is going to be an Epiphone Les Paul bridge humbucker, so we're hearing humbuckers here, and coming up I'm going to be doing a loop on the bridge single coil pickup of my Fender Telecaster, so you're going to hear humbucking and single coil tones as well. Now from the amplifier we're going to go from the Redbox DI out straight into my Zoom H6 recorder, and those recordings are going to be going straight into my editing software. No post-production has been done on the sounds or anything like that. So without further ado, let's listen to the Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker up against the Big Muff 2 Nano, and afterwards we'll have a bit of a discussion about it. Okay then, so that was the Electro-Harmonix Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker up against the Big Muff 2 Nano pedal, and I hope you enjoyed the riff and I hope you enjoyed the tonal tweaking that we got to do. Straight away you could hear that the two pedals are exactly the same in terms of their tonal performance before you start playing with the switches on the Tone Wicker version. So if you'd like a more versatile version of the Big Muff 2, well, the obvious option, if you've got $10 or $20 more, is to go for the Tone Wicker pedal, because it does let you get loads more clarity. You've got the excellent option of turning off the tone stack as well, which I think gives you a great, more full range sort of a tone, a much thicker mid-pushed sort of affair. It is a much more versatile pedal overall, and I kind of wish they'd released it before the Nano one, because then we wouldn't have all had to buy that. But there you go, they're doing business, aren't they? And they got my business twice with these two pedals. But I really like the Tone Wicker version of this, and I don't own the Tone Wicker version of the Big Muff 1, so I'm probably going to have to get one of those at some point. But this is a really versatile take on the Big Muff 2. Now the Big Muff 2 overall for me is a much doomier, sludgier, darker affair than the original Big Muff. It's much more suited to bass players, and it's much more suited to sludgy riffing, and to my ears it lets through a good bit more of the dry signal in your tone than most of the standard Big Muff 1s that you can get as well. So it is its own thing. So you might like the dual op-amp Big Muff sound, or you might prefer one of the classics. And so what we're going to do now, with that in mind, is run the Big Muff 2 Tone Wicker up against three of my favourite original Big Muffs, if you will. Now the first is going to be the all-time classic, that is the Electro-Harmonix Nano Big Muff. It's the classic, the current bread and butter Big Muff by which all other muffs are measured. Because of that, it's one of the most affordable that you can currently get. It'll set you back less than $90 or less than €90, so very much an affordable take on the Big Muff theme, at least in today's market. There is a Tone Wicker version of this one available as well. At some point in the future I'll have to pick one of those up secondhand, but there we go. We've got the standard Nano Big Muff, the ideal first Big Muff for anyone who's looking to dip their toes into the waters of muffy fuzzes. So that's on the table today. We've also got a couple of my other favourites. This one here is the Green Russian. This has a huge low end to it, lets a tiny bit of the dry signal through too, and has a little bit less gain than some of the other Big Muff variants, and a slightly different tonal character. So it's beloved by bass players, it's beloved by me as well. It is a huge sounding thing, and it looks absolutely amazing as well. Standard 3 controls as on the standard Big Muffs, and this one will set you back around $100 or just under €100 over in Europe. And finally in this test, it's one that I've reacquired recently. This is the Electro-Harmonix Op-Amp Big Muff. This is going to be a grunge or 90s rock player's dream. It's going to give you instant Smashing Pumpkins tones, for example. It is a fantastic, raw, gritty sounding Big Muff, and the op-amp circuitry gives you just a different tone to the standard Big Muffs. Now we've got the standard 3 controls on this one, plus a tone bypass switch as well, just like on the Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker. So we'll really get to check this one out against the Big Muff 2, and we'll hear how similar and how different all of these Big Muffs sound. Now the op-amp Big Muff will set you back about $100 or €100, so it's more expensive than the standard Big Muff Nano, but comfortably more affordable than the Big Muff 2. So there we go. Now what we're going to be hearing is the Big Muff 2 Tone Wicker up against the trio of my favourite Nano Big Muff classic models. The loop that we're going to be using now is going to be played on the bridge single coil pickup of my 2014 Mexican Fender Telecaster. So enjoy this loop, listen to how similar and how different the four pedals sound. Let me know your favourite in the comments, and I'll give you my own thoughts and opinions afterwards. There we go then, so that was the Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker up against the standard Big Muff Nano, the Big Muff Op-Amp Edition and the Green Russian Muff. What you need to do is let me know your favourite down there in the comments. For me personally, I had a great time testing out these four. They're four of my absolute favourites, and for me personally, the one that I actually thought sounded best was... well, it was actually the Op-Amp Big Muff. I'm a huge fan of that pedal. I love my grungy, doomy sorts of sounds that you can get from it. It has an excellent grittiness to it that you can tame a bit by turning off the tone switch on it, and it is a great all-round pedal and surprisingly versatile as well. I also think it sounds significantly different to all of the other pedals. Now, the Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker is supremely versatile. It has extra versatility over all of the other pedals here, and you can dial the others in to get fairly close, but the Tone Wicker on this pedal really elevates elevates it in some settings, and in a full band mix the Tone Wicker is really going to be your friend. So what have we learnt today then? Well, we've learnt that the Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker is an excellent sounding Big Muff. It sounds absolutely huge and it has a wide variety of tonal options, way more so than the other muffs that we've tested out. So if you're looking for the most versatile option, check this one out, or try and find one of the original Tone Wicker Big Muffs. You can still buy those, they're very cheap used as well. I'm definitely going to be picking one up soon and I will shoot it out against this one, but they are going to be absolutely fantastic versatile options. But the other Big Muffs that we've tested out here, the Big Muff 2 Nano, the standard Big Muff Nano, the Green Russian and the Op-Amp Big Muff, are all excellent different takes on the Muff Tone 2. That's the wonderful thing about Big Muffs. There are so many different variants. Whatever kind of sound you want, you will find it. And I highly recommend that you head down to your local dealer and try out as many muffs as you can, because it's loads of fun above everything else, but because you'll probably end up with at least one pedal that you can add to your board that's going to give you a great different sound that you didn't already have. Now, this is not the be-all and ends-all when it comes to Big Muff style pedals. There are loads of different options from Electro-Harmonix themselves, from other companies who make boutique and sometimes cheap clones of Big Muffs, and I've done many videos about Big Muffs on this channel before. Like I've already said, there's the huge shootout with the Big Muff 2 Nano against 10 of my other favourite fuzzes that you can watch. I'm a huge fuzz fan and I've got so many in my collection now. If you'd like to hear me shoot the Big Muff 2 Tone Wicker out against any of the other fuzzes that I haven't done yet, well, drop me a line down there in the comments and let me know, and I shall try and make that happen over the next few weeks. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's answered the question of whether or not you need to add a Big Muff 2 with Tone Wicker to your collection next. I'm eagerly awaiting the next Big Muff 2 variant that they're going to release. Will I buy it? Probably. Do I need it? Absolutely not. But that's the whole fun thing about fuzz. Anyway, hope this video has answered all the questions you had for today, but let me know if there's anything else you need to know in the comments. And if you're still around, would really make my day if you wanted to give the video a like, or maybe even sub to my channel, because that really does help. If you'd like to watch another video about some fuzz pedal goodness, well, there's plenty on my channel, and a couple of those should be appearing for you as if by magic right about now. But that's been it for today. I've been Rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.